So I hate posting on LinkedIn. I know people think I enjoy it because I run Weedy SEs. I have to because I run Weedy SEs. So I've had to come up with ways of making it more enjoyable, making it easier, making it feel better. So I came up with a framework that I'm going to share today. This whole conversation came about as I was doing training for members of the SE hotline. We were talking about the SE life cycle and what they should be doing to prepare for their careers as SEs and maybe the exit. But we ended up talking about this instead. We talked about how to post on LinkedIn and why. So I wanted to share that with you as well. And if you're interested in that type of training, you should check out the SE hotline. I will talk about it in a little bit more details later on. I'll make sure to leave a timestamp of when it starts and when it ends, so if you want to skip it, you can. But let's talk about posting specifically on LinkedIn. In order to post on LinkedIn, you need three things: goal, a change, and a call to action. So what is the goal? The goal is your purpose. Why are you posting on LinkedIn? Are you trying to build your brand? Are you trying to get a new job? Are you trying to build a business and you need people to know about it? If you don't know what that is, you can post all you want. You will achieve, well, your goal, which is nothing. So know your goal ahead of time so that can actually educate you in terms of what you want to post about. The second thing you need, we talked about, is the change. More importantly, understand the change you want in your reader, listener, whoever you're posting for. You're trying to change a behavior or change the way they think about something. I will share some examples about a post that I created for my friend, John Hodgson. But let's take John for example. He's a recruiter. He sees a lot of people doing their career a disservice by not building their network, right? So the change that he wanted to create in those people is to build their network. So that's one. His goal is to let people know that he's a recruiter and he can help them find jobs. And if you're a hiring manager or a CRO and looking to hire SEs, I would highly recommend John. This is a free plug. He didn't ask me to do it. But I am using his post as an example for today. So I feel like I should share his profile link in the description below and link for the SE hotline in the description below as well. And the last thing you want to do, or you want to think about, is the call to action. What do you want them to do? In John's case, he wants to connect with more SEs and more SE managers. He wants to build his portfolio of SEs for different industries, and he wants to work with hiring managers to basically sell his services. So the call to action will be, hey, check out my website, or check out my profile if I'm an individual SE looking for a job, or check out my latest video that I created about something. Whatever the call to action is, you kind of need to do it. For example, the call to action for this video was, hey, check out the SE hotline. Now, these three are gonna tell you what you should post about. The question now becomes like, how do I post? How do I create the best post to get engagement? And one of the questions that was asked, like, how much engagement should I expect? If this is your first post, unless it's amazing, it's 0. Right? And as you post more and you start engaging with other people's posts, you get more engagements on your post. But what is it that you need for your post? Well, I like to start off with the hook, right? Something to draw people's attention in. And then I talk about the problem. What is the problem that we're trying to solve? And then the solution that we think should be taken. So let's jump into this example. John sent me an example of a post that he wanted to put in. I'm sharing it on the screen right now. Small steps to build your career and protect yourself against a tough market. That is the subject that he wanted to create. He did say network and build your portfolio. He expanded a little bit on it. As you can see, there is no hook. Nothing to draw people's attention in. As I was giving the training, the hook that I came up with, we were talking about onboarding and why it's not great. The hook that I talked about was onboarding sucks. Okay. So that's a hook. Now, some people might be afraid of using a hook like that because it's someone at their company can take it negatively. So, you have to gauge that as you're posting on LinkedIn. So you can say, hey, you can say onboarding is difficult or onboarding is inefficient. Try not to insult anybody and take it easy. Don't make enemies right now. But if I were to look at the way I changed this post was I created, here, let me actually bring those closer to each other. So if we step back and talk about the goal for John, we mentioned, is he wants people to know about him. He's building his brand, he's building his business. The change, he wants people to actually build their network. He wants them to be more active on LinkedIn. He wants people to take care of their career before they actually they're desperate for a job or anything like that. So that's why he's saying network. And he's saying build your portfolio, record videos of you demoing. He's specifically talking to SEs here. Create content, bring performance together. So the change is there. He wants people to do these things. How does he get people to read his article or his post? He creates a hook. The way I did this for him is by saying, you're just a number, and number can be reduced. And numbers can be reduced. So as an individual contributor, this pulls people in a little bit more. It's like, yeah, I am just a number, right? It has some kind of emotional reaction to it. Like, yeah, you're right. Most companies treat us as a number. And I drew from my own experience, obviously. And numbers can be reduced, can be changed, can be moved, whatever. So that's the hook. It was quick and easy. And then we want to talk about the problem. And keep in mind that every sentence you write is kind of a hook for the next sentence. So we need them short, we need them catchy, so that it draws people's attention. Here, the market is tough. When the market gets tough, the higher ups look for ways to reduce those numbers. That's the problem. Now we're going to jump into the actual solution that we're going to offer. If you just come up with a problem and state it, if you do that often, you're going to end up like a negative person who just keeps coming up with problems and not offering any solutions. If you think everything is sunshine and rainbows, you're not realistic. This is a good balance of the two. What's the solution? And I asked that question. How do you protect yourself against that? I added my own thoughts, and John agreed. So how do you protect yourself against that? Internally, be a great SE. And then the part that he wrote down is externally network. And this is my way of speaking, by the way. This is my way of talking, so I use as little words as possible. Externally network. The Dow market has proven that the best way to compete against other candidates is to be referred and vouched for. This is coming from what he wrote up top. The bigger your network, the easier it is. And then I added, make it easy for people to want to hire you. This is the portfolio can xiao. That's a spelling mistake right there. And then he took that and he created his post from it. So in case you're wondering, this is what John looks like. And he pretty much wrote exactly the same thing. He added his own touch to it. He is English. He likes to speak with an English inflection, or I don't know if that's even a word. He likes to speak the English way of speaking, I guess. I'm Lebanese Canadian, so I speak like an immigrant sometimes, which he wanted to modify and make it his own. And he removed the typo, obviously. So, and he added his own thoughts. Like I said here, externally network. He said externally build and maintain your network. So, I don't think that matters as much. Make it your own. It doesn't have to be a copy. Obviously, you can't copy my post. That'll be plagiarism. But you can write with that methodology. So the results of that from John has said that he doubled his viewership, he doubled his comments. It performed a lot better than most other posts that he'd done because he followed the hook, the problem statement, and the solution. You could also add a question in the end, like how do you make sure that you're not a number who will be reduced. Now you're asking for engagement, so that works as well. He didn't have a specific call to action, but he could say, "Hey, check out my post." But if you look at his profile, it actually says, "Book an appointment," right? So just to be clear, you have, "You are not a number," and can be reduced as the hook. Then you have the problem. The market is stuff. Here, let me debate it. So this is the hook. And here's the problem. No problem. And now here's the solution. The solution, the call to action is right here. If he wants it, he can have an explicit call to action. I like to do explicit calls to action. And that's just one post. How can you use it? How can you modify it to work for you? Check that out. Again, if you need more help, if you want more help in your career as an SE specifically, I'm not coaching software developers because I don't know how. If you want more help in the SE, check out the SE hotline. It's $29.99 a month. You get to join the hotline community, you get office hours, and you get access to trainings such as this one moving forward. If you want more hands-on, we can have that discussion later as well if you want one-on-one coaching. So that's it. Call to action, check out the SE hotline. Or post more on LinkedIn. That's the change that I want you to have. Post more on LinkedIn. Use this framework or don't use the framework. Just start posting. You don't need to make it complicated. You just get to work. The more you post, the easier it becomes. I started posting. I didn't have a framework. After 3 years or whatever of posting, now I have some form of framework to work on it. And I probably copied it from somebody else. I didn't come up with this on my own. I've heard the hook thing on so many YouTube videos telling people how to create YouTube videos. Yeah. Just start posting. Now get back to work.